Yes, we are live.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Saket. How are you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm well. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. I hope everyone over here is fine as well. And wishing everyone a very happy new year. And yes, let's hope that this year fulfills all your dreams and desires. What do you say, Saket?
Hopefully, ma'am. I think a lot of questions I'm expecting today on the
Courses.
current, current courses as well, obviously. But with the current ongoing Omicron thing, which is kind of
right.
Started coming up in India as well. So yeah, but as far as I know, what I have studied and what I have been hearing things about Omicron, that it spreads fast, but it's not deadly
It's not
as
deadly,
Delta.
yes.
Yeah. So I think
Yes.
that's a relaxed
True.
feeling about it. So yeah, let's see how things go.
All those who are here, do let us know. Yes, Abhishek, wishing you as well a happy new year. We already have a lot of questions from Siddhant, Saiteja, Meenakshi, AstroTube. And I am will take up all of these questions, but let us first explain to you what we are going to discuss in today's session. Saket, you need to give me the
Yes,
sharing
I
rights.
always forget it.
It's okay. I know. Sai Teja is asking, hi, is Coventry University good for MBA?
I remember this name. He or she they attend the session pretty regularly, I think. Yes, Coventry is a good university, Alenki.
Right. So, Saiteja, you have your answer. Yes, Devashri, hello to you as well. Meenakshi, good afternoon. And we have one question that I'll take up before we start the session. Hello, team. I have applied for a master's in marketing at Imperial College, Warwick, Manchester University. I've already received an admit for Cranfield and have to submit fees soon. Should I wait?
Okay, so Siddhant, have they indicated any deadline to pay your fee? Because I think most universities will be reopening after the Christmas break now. So just wait for a few more days. I think you should receive the admit from any of the other universities as well. See, I need to know the whole background, what percentage you have and what's your IELTS score and everything. But if you received admit from Cranfield, then I think, but obviously the rest 3 universities are better, but just wait for a few more days. Give it some time.
Yes. So we already have a lot of questions about journalism, mass communication, MBA, and CA internship, and so on. But yes, guys, today we are here to discuss a lot of courses that are high in demand, especially 2022, as Saket already has mentioned. So we are going to discuss all of those courses, and we keep getting a lot of queries on all these courses. So Saket, what exactly is going to be the session today like?
Right. So, ma'am, actually, this session is basically, I wanted to do this based on the comments I get on my YouTube videos. So, a lot of people have been asking me, because they plan to study abroad in 22. So, what kind of programs they should be choosing? Like, we have already discussed so many things that, so many programs are kind of coming up every year. So, I've tried to, kind of research across all the countries and, bring to you like 8 to 10 courses which will be in high demand for 2022 and for the years to come as well. So I will be discussing these programs, what kind of background students should have, what kind of starting salaries they can expect, and what are the future growth prospects as well.
Wonderful. So Varun and Himanshu, we are going to discuss the programs that you are asking us for. And Rajesh, yes, absolutely. We are going to talk about data science as well in our session today. So stay together with us until the end so that you get an insight into all the courses that you can go ahead with. Okay. So Devashri, shall I choose UK for MBA or diploma in Canada? So let's go ahead with the session. Let us find out. And of course, there have been people asking about, is it a gold? Is it worth going for this? How will be the, what will be the salaries like? I know you all have those questions, and here we are to answer your questions, right? So let's begin the session. If you're all ready for the session, type ready in the chat box. Give us some more energy from your end so that we feel more energized to give you more of the information that you want today. Okay, right. So the first course, Saket, I think we are going to discuss is data science, which A lot of students
Right.
have already started asking.
Right. So I guess, guys, you are at the right place. So data sciences, obviously, it kind of picked up in the last few years. And right now, it's one of the top three courses in demand globally. And the best news is it's going to stay one of the most, one of the most popular programs for many years to come. Because, we as people now thrive on data. So, we have data from social media, we have data from our browsing, whatever we do on the internet. You can see so many things. You see relevant stuff coming to you, relevant what do you say, ads and stuff. Somehow or the other, it's based on the data only. So obviously there are diverse fields, like which kind of stem out from data sciences. But yeah, collecting data, interpreting it in a good manner, in an easy readable manner, is one of the top skills which is required by a number of companies, and especially someone who's looking at tech giants like Amazon or Google. So
Right.
this program is very, very high in demand. So ideally, I would say if you're from an IT or computer sciences background, or you have a 12th non-medical, it would be a good program for you. So let's say someone is going for a bachelor's degree. You should have a non-medical background with maths. Apart from that, if you want to go for a master's degree, you should ideally have an IT or a computer sciences degree.
Right.
However, that being said, there are a few options for students from non-relevant background as well. So not in every country, I would say, but something like Australia or UK will offer you a master's degree in data sciences, even if you don't have a computer sciences degree.
That's an
Not
interesting
all
information.
universities. Yeah. So some universities, ma'am, they do offer, but not every university will do that.
Right.
Next up, when we talk about the growth prospects, I think everyone knows here, data sciences is so popular as a program. It's growing by 27.9% year on year. So that is the kind of growth you can see.
It is actually incredulous to know that it is going to be this until 2026. So guys, all those who are opting for data science, I think Saket has already mentioned, and of course we also get a lot of questions, and there are a few questions where to apply for this course. Should they go for UK or Australia or US or maybe Canada over here? We also have these questions here. So UK and Australia,
Right.
as you already know, that you can apply to UK and Australia, even if you are not from the IT background, but there would be only a couple of universities, not all the universities who would be taking admission for non-IT backgrounds, right? Yes. Right.
Right. So talking about the average starting salaries in this field, in the US, it's around $90,000. So you can roughly estimate similar salaries across the world. During my research, I came across this article. Obviously, I don't have very accurate stats for India, but if you want to work in India, if you after coming back, you can expect a package of around 10 to 15 lakhs as well. So that's a good starting package in India, given that data sciences is pretty popular as a program.
Yes, absolutely. So guys, it's really high, not just high in demand, but it also really pays you well. And all those who are looking for data work, computer science from those backgrounds, I know it's it's a quite popular course all across. I think out of 100 students, I believe, Saket, 90 students would ask for data science. That's what I understand from all interaction with all the students.
Right. And guys, I think when you're from an IT or computer sciences background, and if you have a good I would say inclination towards numbers, then I think no other program makes sense for you. This program is going to be a really big, it's still big, but it's going to be really big in the next decade or so. So no brainer about it.
Yes. So Naman is asking, can a guy having experience in IT do that? Of course.
Yes, you can. Naman, for you, I think I would recommend, see, even if you go for a master's degree and you don't have any relevant sciences, relevant background in data sciences, I would advise you that, you should pursue some basics online course. There's so many companies giving you online programs now on data sciences. So pick up a basic course so that you have a basic understanding of how things work. And then once you start your master's degree, I think you'll be sorted.
There's one more question, that can non-science background apply for data science?
Yes, you can, like I said, but the options will be limited. mostly confined to UK and Australia only.
Right. Okay. So that was about the first course, data science. All those asking for the information on this course, the salary expectation, the growth that you can speculate for the future. Everything is right there here on the slide, and keep making notes of all of these that we are telling you all over here. Right. So that was about data science. Shall we move to the next program?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that
I
is
think we
pharmacy.
should kind of wrap it up quickly because we have a very lengthy presentation today.
Yes, absolutely. So pharmacy, a lot of students from pharmacy. Yes.
Right. Pharmacy, obviously, I think it's a very popular subject now. It's ideal for students with health sciences degree, and someone from 12th with medical background. However, for a few countries like Canada, they would also require maths in your 12th standard so that you can, pursue pharmacy program. Pharmacy is also growing, especially, after COVID, it's like really high in demand, and because it's closely related to health and medicine and all these fields, so be rest assured that it's going to grow for the years to come, because people will continue they will fall sick, they will need medicines, and a pharmacist will always be in high demand. So 4 to 6% is the projected growth, which is for the US. And if we talk some, outside US like Canada or something like that, it's even higher. Average starting salary in the US is around $75,000, and it would be very similar in Canada and Australia as well. Australia definitely would be a bit higher as well, but yeah, very similar in Canada and UK as well. So that is how much you can expect in pharmacy.
Right. Okay. So that's about pharmacy. I think, again, I need not say over here that there are hundreds of students who come ask about pharmacy, but you definitely have great opportunities out abroad over there too. Right. So data science and pharmacy, anyone for pharmacy? I hope you are making notes. Kashayev, which country and course would you suggest for psychology? So Kashayev, you need to stay until the sessions for the session, because we are also going to discuss psychology in today's session, right? So your queries will be answered as we go ahead with the next topic. So first was data science, second is pharmacy, and the third one, I need to ask you a quiz. So if you are here in the session and what you have heard from Saket, you should know that which of the countries requires math for pharmacy programs. Type your answers in the chat box. Meanwhile, we'll also take a few queries. But yes, let us know, what did you hear about pharmacy? Right. So best place for digital marketing analytics. Hari Krishnan, please stay until the end. We are going to discuss everything today. Himanshu is saying that I have done my BTech in engineering, electrical engineering with 70% in 2021. And I want to go for master's in Germany. May I know which type of course I have to do? And what is the scope in Germany and India too?
Right. So Himanshu, I think for you, you can either go for a master's in electrical engineering. If you don't want to do that, then you have three options. One is engineering management, another is project management, or either you can go for a master's in management. So I think any three programs will be really good. Also, the best part of about studying in Germany is, you do get a lot of paid internships as well during your program. And if you want to study in Germany, I would recommend you to check out German Academic Exchange Service website. It's called daad.de.
Right. Okay. So we already have received a lot of answers. Everyone is answering A, Canada. So I believe everyone's paying attention to what we are discussing in the class. So great, guys, keep up this. Because when you pay attention, we know that whatever we are delivering to you, it is going in the right direction and you know what can be done. So all those who are opting for pharmacy or have not yet decided, but then you are eligible for it, please make a note of it that in certain universities in Canada, you may require math. So if you do not have math as a subject, you may not be able to apply to certain universities which ask for this compulsory math. Okay, so next is psychology. So now we had a lot of people asking about psychology. Yes, Kashayev. So now comes your question. And I think that gets answered now.
Right. So psychology is one subject which is ideal for students from a variety of backgrounds. As in, like, most countries will happily accept you for a psychology bachelor's, even if you are from a non-medical background or commerce background, given that you have interest in the subject. Psychology is one of the subjects which is, I think, not very popular amongst Indian students, because I've not seen many students actually opting psychology, because I think I don't know.
It's
It's some strange.
since COVID, it has become a booming trend.
Yeah.
People are finding an inclination towards psychology. Lot of,
Right.
I think, it's since COVID, mental health has become a very crucial topic everywhere.
Right. And I
Workplaces
think, ma'am,
and
that was not
homes.
there. Yeah.
That was
So that
not
was
there.
not there a couple of
No,
years
no, no.
ago.
It wasn't there. People thought of psychology is a subject that, okay, you want to just go and talk to people who are mentally, who have mental breakdowns and all. You just go and talk to them, sort of. That was the mindset I think people had for psychology a few years back. But last 2 years have totally changed the scenario for this course
Yes.
selection.
And there's so many specializations on offer. You can opt for organizational psychology, clinical psychology, child psychology, counseling psychology. So many things out there, and I think it's a very good subject and it's going to pick up like 14% growth year on year. Especially like ma'am said, after COVID, like we as working professionals, we switched to working from home, and it kind of creates a lot of mental issues because you don't talk to people much. You're working, alone, and sort of everyone went through that, the whole mental turmoil in their lives, especially after COVID, and it's going to grow. And because lives are becoming stressful, especially in India, where metro cities where people travel, and they spend like 8 hours at workplace and then 4 hours they're traveling and all, so they don't get time with family, and the stress levels are very high, and psychology graduates are very much in demand because of that, because our lifestyles are changing. The average salary is around 56,000 US dollars, which is again would be very similar to Canada and the UK and Australia as well. Australia, obviously, because Australia would have a little bit higher salaries, but the average is around 56,000 US dollars. So that's psychology for you.
Wonderful. So Pravalika, may I know the cost of pursuing psychology?
Okay. Pravalika, for I think if I talk about the UK, then a master's degree, the full program, 1-year program, is going to cost you starting from 16 lakh rupees, 16 to 17, and it kind of varies from country to country. UK has 1-year master's. If you go to Australia, it would be 2 years, and 1 year would be around 30 to 40,000 Australian dollars. In Canada, it can be somewhere between 25 to 30 to 35,000 Canadian dollars per annum, and you can multiply it by 2.
Right. I have a question from Hari Kishan. He has completed his LLB. Can I pursue psychology in Canada, UK, or Australia?
Okay. LLB, Canada I will not recommend because visa would be a problem. Same for Australia. UK, yes, pretty flexible, but I would recommend you to have some background, as in, maybe get some online courses, get some experience or something like that, get some internships to make sure that your profile becomes a little bit more relevant. See what happens in the UK. Anyways, you cannot do a specialization in psychology if you have a graduate degree, undergraduate degree from India. You have to go for a conversion course, which is MSc psychology. So if you have some relevant background, if you kind of work on your profile a bit, yes, it is possible. Yes.
Yes. So that was, I think, a lot of students were asking us about psychology. I think all your questions are answered so far about the starting salaries and the eligibility requirement, and how much does it take to enroll, or what does it cost to do a master's in these countries, and which country. So as you know, UK is preferred country for those who are going from law actually, but rest, I think, psychology, is there any particular requirement that you have to be bachelor's should be psychology, or can anyone pursue a master's in psychology out there?
Ma'am, like I said, UK will be more flexible. Like I said, not every university will allow that. A few universities will, because I think given the current times, universities have also become very flexible with their entry requirements. So I have seen some cases wherein, students do have some sort of an internship or a little bit of work experience, and like some online courses they pursue, and switching to another field is possible. So I will not say it's not, but yeah, options will be limited.
Right. So all those who are asking Niranjan, Mushfikar, I'm going to take up your question as we go ahead with the next slides where we have something related to your question, right? So this was about psychology, and the next is game design. Now this sounds really interesting. Game design.
Yeah. So I think, and it's a pretty, I think, fun job, I would say, game
I think
designer.
absolutely. Guys here out there on YouTube, let us know, did you ever hear about this course or program, game design? Because for me, it's really new discussing something on game design. I have no idea about it. So guys, how many of you are aware of this course and how many of you are not aware of this course? Please do write in the chat box. Yes, Saket.
Right. So game design, ma'am, basically it comes under art and design and IT mix kind of program.
Okay.
So someone from an IT or a design background can opt for game design, but you need to have good computer knowledge, good programming knowledge as well. It's a very, very growing field because not just computer games now, because gaming has come to mobile devices as well, and tablets and iPads, so many options, and everyone is kind of jumping into making games. I think you guys must have heard of all these games like Angry Birds, and all these fun games. The PUBG is there, and then battlegrounds. I don't know, I'm not a gamer, so I'm not really kind of well versed with
Right.
it, but yeah, it's a very, very growing field. And because we're becoming very digital as people, and a lot of people are kind of gaming, and that's how they kind of relax and spend their quality time. So it's a very in demand program for anyone who's looking at game design. Unfortunately, I would say other countries like Canada or maybe Australia or New Zealand, they don't really have many options, but UK and US are the top destinations for anyone who wants to go into game design. And plus, you'll find relevant employers as well there who will hire you after you graduate. That is not the case with Canada or say Australia, because not many employers are based in these countries. 9.3% is the growth rate, which is during the COVID time, and it's going to increase in the future. And 78,000 is the average starting salary for a game designer, given that you have a master's degree in game design.
So this is almost equivalent to data science as we talked about earlier.
Almost. Yeah. Touching that same level.
Yeah, and absolutely, because it's more multidisciplinary course where you can work with IT, you can work with more designing, and I guess that's what the course is like. So guys, this is a new program that you all can love. You can explore, you can see the growth factor, and you can also see the average salary that you may receive if you're starting, if you're right? And of course, yeah, we all know, I know most of you, we have so many people over here, most of you might be gaming almost every day. I think it has become a part of people's lives these days. Of course, Saket, you and I are exceptional. We are not part of too many gamings, but I think the others are, and this should be really they should be really enchanting for them.
Yeah, so if you like gaming, I think this is the best course to go for.
Yeah, yes. So I'm getting a lot of questions on hospitality and so on, guys. Just hold on. We will discuss. Yes, we'll discuss all of your queries, economics and everything financial. People are also worried about what happens if everything starts getting automated. Will there be no scope for anyone in MSc Finance?
Right. I think this is one very. I think it's asked by Vanshika Goyal. Will automation make MS Finance obsolete? Well, I think this has been an ongoing debate for longest of times. I know a lot of my friends who are MBA Finance from really, really good universities, and I had a couple of discussions with them. I remember like a few years ago, and see, I don't think so. It's possible. Automation is there. Yeah, it is coming in every industry, but obviously finance and accounting are one. It is one field wherein human, it kind of a human is required. I think from my perspective,
Yeah.
But
Saket, I do
I don't know
remember
how to
that
answer this.
when computers were new and everything started getting automated and computerized and digitalized long before, maybe a decade or two before. So people started having this question that people will lose their jobs. But I think that did not happen. People don't lose their jobs. In fact, they move on to who's going to make those machinery. First of all, if there is going to be automation, who's going to make the machinery? Who's going to work on those machinery? They're not going to work by themselves. Right. There have to be people working on it. So I think though that concept was there in the mind of the people for a long time. Yeah. So I think, Vanshika, that's something that now you can think of, that even if everything gets automated, there is nothing gets obsolete over here as of now.
You're right. But I think someone has to audit that whole process, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I remember that very famous, I don't know, I heard it somewhere, who's auditing the auditors, you know?
Yes.
I think I read it somewhere. So I think it kind of fits into this whole thing. So you have to at least audit it.
Yeah. This also reminds me of something that I had read long before. Who decides who will write about a particular group of people? So anyone can start writing about a group of people, but then again, people have these exceptions. He has no authority to write about a particular community. Then who decides who has a right to write about something?
Exactly. Who decides that?
Yeah. So that was all about game designing. And next quiz for you all, guys, and that is, which of these universities is ranked globally for art and design related programs? MIT, University of London, Royal College of Art, London, and Stanford University. So let us see how many of you know about this quiz. What are the requirements for ECC program? Jyoti, very simple. I think any graduate, early child care and education. Very common. I think that this has also become quite popular these days.
Early childhood education, yes. I think you would normally require a bachelor's degree. That's fine. If you have some relevant work experience in a school or something, that will also work. So it's a pretty common program. I think a lot of students go for this program.
So Krish, I'm going to take up 2 questions by the time others are answering. Krish is saying, I completed my 12th and I want to take finance related diploma course in September 2022 in Canada.
So is it good or not? Yes, Krish, it is good. Don't worry. Finance is not going anywhere.
But he's okay, right. So Shubham is asking, please discuss about MS in robotics. We're going to discuss a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So
robotics,
yes, Saket.
Yeah, so robotics have not really kind of okay, so I think this Zoom thing is again acting up. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so robotics is a very popular program, although I have not included that program into this session today. But yeah, it is a popular program, but would be very limited to countries like which have a thriving IT industry. So I would say either US or Australia.
Is BBA a good course? AstroTube is asking, is BBA a good course?
BBA is a good course, but if you want really high scope, in the future, I would say that you opt for, finance and accounting related programs more. That being said, it doesn't mean that, marketing is not in demand or HRM is not in demand. They are, but finance and accounting are the most in demand, fields within the BBA programs.
Right. Okay. So what's the answer to this one, Saket?
It's numbers. It's C, Royal College of Art, London. That's ranked 1. And University of the Arts, London is ranked 2.
Oh, is it? See, so Siddhant is correct. He's marked C and Nishkarsh is marked C. So Nishkarsh and Siddhant, kudos to you both for answering it correct. So the rest of the people, guys out there, be attentive so that you don't miss on to anything that we tell you. Right. And the next is agriculture and business, agribusiness. Oh my God, agriculture and agribusiness. Okay, something new again.
Yeah. Right. So, ma'am, I think this again is pretty obvious because no one is going to stop eating. Everyone has to eat. So agriculture will be a booming field. But if we talk something, abroad, then I think 3 countries fit the bill perfectly. One is Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. So these 3 countries have a lot of agriculture industry based, in these countries. And obviously they are the hotspots for jobs and all. During my research, I came across this rough figure that 100,000 plus worker shortage. So it's actually more than this. is expected in next 3 to 5 years. Because what is happening right now, agriculture is one field wherein automation is slowly coming, but there is a lot of manual job which is expected. Manual.
Right.
I will not say labor or something, but yeah, you have to kind of do some manual stuff. Something from your which would require some sort of physical effort, and people have stopped kind of like being active, and everyone is kind of lazy. Who will do that? So I think
This reminds me of something that when I watch those programs like Food Tech and Food Factory on Discovery Channel and all, though the machine is working, but then there are people who pick out the fruit that's not ripe enough, or maybe it's extra ripe and all. So I think there are going to be people involved, even though everything gets automated.
Right. So this is going to be a very big business, a very big industry in the next few years. Someone from a non-medical or a commerce background, so non-medical person can go into something like agricultural engineering or agriculture sciences, and someone from a commerce background can get into an agri-business management program, which is again very popular. Agricultural engineering is for students who are inclined towards the technical side. So let's say you'll be developing new machinery and new techniques to kind of expedite the whole process and everything like that. So everything covered. 50,000 is the average starting salary, which is pretty good, and it's going to grow in the next few years.
Absolutely. So this is again, Indians, a lot of people come from the agriculture background. So I think anyone who owns, like who is into farming, or who has a family background of agriculture, farming, this is a really suitable course for you all, and you definitely should check onto this program as well. Right. So
and there's one added benefit here.
Yeah.
There's one thing I'd like to add here for everyone. Agriculture is one program wherein all three countries, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, would offer you easy PR.
Oh.
So yeah, so that's another plus point, to choose agriculture as a program.
So everyone who are all willing to take a PR in Australia or Canada and New Zealand, this is one solution for your quick or express something like an express entries, I would say that, because it will give you an easy PR. So how many of you are here just because you want to take a PR, you are going out to study? Do type I in the chat box so that we know that you are one of those who would like to take up, or this is a suitable course for you. Right. So that was about agriculture, and then comes finance and accounting. Lot of questions on finance and accounting. Ashish, I want to study accounting and finance in UK. My graduation grade is 82%. Which university should I target? Yes, Ashish, coming to your question now. Let's understand more on finance and accounting.
Okay. 82%. I think you can get pretty much any university you want to. It's a good percentage, but yeah, it will not just depend on your percentage, but other factors as well, which includes your IELTS and your SOP and your LORs as well. So you can target a Russell Group university. Anyway, coming back to the finance and accounting as a subject. So I think this answers most of your queries, wherein a lot of students were saying that finance or accounting is basically getting obsolete. It's not. If you look at the 11% growth rate between 2019 and 2029, so that's a huge growth, I would say. 78,000 is the average starting salary. Even if you talk about India, it's really high as compared to any other field. And it's ideal for 12th commerce students, and obviously for masters. A variety of backgrounds are accepted, provided some universities may ask for some sort of experience or anything like that. But yeah, masters of finance or masters in accounting, right? As in, like, a lot of students from variety of backgrounds, they do get accepted. And trust me, it's going to be a forever in-demand program across all countries, because this is one field which never stops. Every company, every organization, any government, any university, any school, any institution, the finance and the accounting team forms the backbone, because that's how everything kind of is managed, money. And money is going to be in demand forever. Trust me, I think that's not going out of fashion anytime soon.
Like all the other vitamins, vitamin M is important for survival. So, of course, this is never going to get obsolete. Vanshika is asking. Vanshika is saying, I'm pursuing BBA along with ACCA. Will that help me get Will that help me get into a good university in UK with scholarship?
Yes, ACCA is a good qualification, and yes, it can you can get into a good university. But Vanshika, like I said, not just it will not just be your grade or qualification, but variety of other factors as well, like your SOP and your LORs, your English language, the IELTS score, everything is taken into account. But given that you have ACCA, I think you can get into a Russell Group university ideally.
Right. So that was all about accounting and finance. Going ahead with the next quiz. So let us know your answers in the chat box. Which province of Canada is known for its agriculture industry? Wow, this is an interesting question because I didn't know much about it. So I'm also waiting for the answer here. But before we go on to, we'll wait for the people to respond to this question. And meanwhile, I'll take up a question. So here we have a question from Pal Tubers. I'm interested in finance, but being encouraged to go for CS undergrad since I can switch to a finance career after my graduation and I would have more options. Why would one go for finance degree in undergraduates? I didn't get the question actually.
Even I didn't. It's a very subjective question anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So it requires a lot of in-depth sort of discussion on it. But I think he's saying that CS, he's been asked to do CS, company secretary. That's what he said. See, I think
I think he's already pursuing CS undergrad. And since can I switch to finance career after my graduation?
Okay, CS.
I think that's
okay, CS computer sciences. I thought company secretary.
Even I felt so.
Guys, use full forms. Yeah, like we are not we're kind of old people and we don't understand these short forms. Like I'm very bad at it, to be honest.
Same here, likewise.
So yes, you can shift to finance, but get some experience before you do that. Get some experience. It's always advisable.
So we have one question from Monali. I have done my bachelor's in economics. Which course like international finances, financial analysis is better, or MSc finance and economics? Also, are there jobs available? Also, are there internships opportunities available?
Right. Monali, so one thing is, yes, finance and economics, they're very kind of overlapping fields. So if you go for an MSc in finance and economics combination, that will be a good way to kind of proceed further, I would say. But yeah, economics is one subject which will offer you a lot of job prospects anywhere in the world, because that's from my experience. A lot of my friends have economics MScs, and they because if you talk about countries like UK, they're like financial hubs, and they kind of offer plenty job opportunities in economics and finance. So I think you'll be good to go. Don't worry about it. Finance and economics, and plus you'll get very good unis. If you're looking at UK, then obviously I would say London School of Economics is the best option here. LSE, then you have King's, you have Imperial, and if you want to go on something on a budget, then you have Royal Holloway, you have Essex, you have City. Plenty of options out there.
I think people are not aware of the answer to this question because I've received only 3 responses from Charvi, who says D. Then again, AstroTube, who says D, and Akshay Gill, who also says D.
Yes, so it's D only. Yeah, so it's D only. And if you want to pursue agriculture in Canada, so this is a province to go, and you do receive a provincial nomination and, kind of easier PR in Saskatchewan.
Right.
But do note that, like in winters, the temperatures can dip to -20 as well. So be prepared.
Okay.
It's going to be extremely cold.
Okay. Another hot topic is UI UX design.
Right. So it's again, I would say, an overlap of IT and design background. And why I say that, because a lot of programming knowledge is required and the computer knowledge is required. Plus, because you should know how the design should be, and how you should have an aesthetic for design. Like which colors will look good, and I think design students are pretty good for that. So it's an ideal for someone from IT and design background, and 18% projected growth rate, so which is pretty good.
Absolutely.
The kind of work you'll be doing, maybe you're designing the overall look of an app or a website or anything like that. So anything which has a user interface, you'll be designing that. And obviously, as per Glassdoor, it's top 5 in the world skills in demand, UI and UX. And
Awesome.
one major thing, ma'am, in this field is that constant upskilling is required, because technology is the change every day. So even if you pursue a master's degree or something, I would always recommend that you continue, getting some online programs or something like that, because constant upskilling is required in this field to stay in the game. And 80,000 US dollars is the average starting salary after master's degree in UI and
So
UX
more
design.
than what we have discussed so far, even more than data sciences or pharmacy
Data
or the
sciences
other
was
courses.
90. Data sciences were 90.
Oh yes.
So almost touching that only.
Wow. So guys, another hot course for UI and UX. And if you are from a design background, you can think about this course as well. Next comes digital and content marketing. We had questions on digital and content marketing as well, guys. So all those who want to know more on this, here we are.
Right. So I think I'll put myself in this now, right? So sort of I content and digital both, because I make YouTube videos and I do a lot of content. Yeah, so it's ideal for students with a variety of backgrounds. Like, my background is industrial relations and HRM, and I'm into digital and content marketing. So I think you have an idea, how things work. 25% growth rate, obviously, because social media is growing. Everyone wants to check Instagram, Facebook, and I think you must have seen your parents and elderly people in your family, even they have transitioned to social media, and they also kind of look up ads on social media and all. So this shows how this field is going to grow in the next decade or so. And it's going to be the most in demand programs for years, because social media is going to boom now, because those days of newspapers and TVs are gone. Even if you look at the TV, now we've switched to these Amazon and Hotstar and Netflix.
Right.
So that's sort of a part. Yeah, sort of same thing, here. We're not using cable TVs anymore. Higher salaries than other specialities. So let's say if you could do a traditional marketing program, in the digital marketing, you can get higher salaries. 60,000 US dollars is an average starting salary in the US. And the best part is, because, you kind of work remote, you have opportunities to work remote, and you do get a lot of freelance opportunities if you pursue this kind of program.
So this is, of course, one, again, a creative field where you have to be, and again, R&D, research. I think you need to do a lot of research when you are into a field of content marketing and all. What's booming these days, what is in demand, what people are watching, what people are talking about, writing about, everything. I think you have to keep yourself updated a lot.
Right. So constant upskilling is also required here.
Yes. Okay, so here comes the next quiz. Which of these cities is regarded as one of the global financial hub? Oh my God, Beijing. I think I have some problem here. So Beijing, Singapore, Tokyo, and London. Global financial hub. Okay, so by the time I'll take up a few questions, I have one question from Sai Satish, who's asked, after aeronautical engineering, can I join aviation field? Is it good in Canada?
Right, but I think aviation, I'm not really sure. Like, do you want to go to the technical side of it or the management? Because you would get more, like you would have some programs like aviation management as well. But I think if you have an aeronautical engineering degree, why do you want to switch to something which may not be relevant? I'm saying that because you're interested in Canada, and that can kind of lead to visa rejection as well, because if your profile is not relevant. But if you do have some sort of experience, I would highly recommend everyone. I think, ma'am, this is for everyone here. Guys, if you want to go for Canada and you want to switch fields, right? It's very important that you establish a link between your chosen program and your background. What happens is 90% rejections, I would say, like in my experience, what I have seen is because of the chosen program was not relevant to the background of the student. Right. So let's say if you have a degree in, engineering and you're going for management program, you have to establish a link a link that you have certain experience and you have worked as an engineer, and now you want to explore the management side of it. You have to establish a link. If you don't, your visa gets rejected. So please make sure, like in your case as well, you would have to establish a link. Like if you get some experience, definitely it's going to help you. Otherwise, I think I would need more details on what kind of program you're looking at.
We've got a variety of answers: D, A, C, B. I think all sorts of answers we have received for this particular question. Which of these
Okay.
cities is regarded as a global financial hub? I think we need to tell them.
So it's D, London.
Okay. So Akshay, you are correct. Tejas, you are correct. And Mukesh, you are correct. Astrotube, you are correct. Rest, guys, you need to know that it is London and not the other three countries that are the financial hub. Okay. So the other programs in demand, which people have been asking about, nursing and medicine. So I think we have question from who's asking for medicine. Somebody's asking for medicine for long, about journalism, nursing, and
Right.
so on.
Right. So I think I'll
Cybersecurity
address
too.
the medicine, nursing, and health sciences related programs. So medicine, nursing, veterinary sciences, biomedical sciences, uh, then public health, community health, uh, then dentistry. These kind of programs, they're not going anywhere. Even if you look at any country in the world, if you are a doctor, if you are kind of related to the health services sector, getting a job is much easier than any other field of study. Reason being, health is one major factor with right now. Even it was there before COVID as well, but after COVID, obviously every country is building upon their health infra, right? And these people will be in demand always. Like even if you look at Australia, Australia is known for its hard permanent residency process. But if you're a doctor, you have a medicine degree, it becomes easier, right?
Right.
So
Right.
I think I'll put everything, all these speculations to rest here. Anyone from the health sciences background, I think you guys are good to go. Your life is pretty much sorted as long as you work hard.
Right. So Vishnu, I think your question so far gets answered over here. He wants to pursue, he's already an MBBS. He's an MBBS student and wants to pursue his PG from UK.
Right. Vishnu, I think I've not counseled anyone for a PG masters or like MD sort of program in the UK, and because not many students go abroad, and I've only one of my students actually went abroad for a master medicine degree. Primarily because it's very expensive. He went to University College Dublin, Ireland, and to be honest, I cannot advise you on the master's part, but I think there would be some sort of internships experience required, and some sort of test which you would have to appear for before you apply, and the cost is going to be very high, somewhere 40,000-50,000 pounds per annum, I would say, a minimum.
Right. We have a lot of questions from Suhani and like Kinjal. So guys, for that, you need to join our counseling session, which are free of cost. You can join the counseling session, and there you can get an understanding of your profile and the universities that you would like to select for all the courses. So particular university, if you are asking for, go for our free counseling sessions, guys. Yeah.
And there's one question which is being asked again and again, so I think I'll answer it.
Sure.
Nishkarsh, he's asking about fashion designing. Which country will be good from this apart from US? UK. You can check out De Montfort University, London College of Fashion, University for the Creative Arts as well. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine. What about cyber security and supply chain? We still have a lot of people who have asked us about cyber security.
Right. So when cybersecurity is basically, like a lot of people are still working remotely, and I think a lot of companies are now letting people work remote permanently, and it's very important that the data and everything is like kind of safe, and that's where this is just one domain of it, one part of it. That's where the cybersecurity people come in place, and it is actually one of the highest in-demand programs in Canada as well for someone who's looking at Canada. And if you have an IT background, you can, opt for this. Supply chain and logistics, I think this program was okay, like it was good before COVID, but after COVID, it's become very, very in demand. As in, like if you talk about UK as well, I don't know if you guys follow news or not, but there have been news wherein a lot of supply chains got disrupted, and supermarkets shelves getting emptied and everything. And I think a supply chain manager and logistics manager would be ideal here. And UK is needing these kind of professionals. So if you, I'm not just saying UK, but anywhere in the world, you go anywhere in the world, supply chain and logistics are very much in demand. Environmental sciences and engineering. Everyone knows we're facing a global climate crisis, and people in environmental sciences are in demand. I think there was this question on renewable energy by Nain Preet. I remember, I think she's been asking this question as well. Renewable and sustainable energy masters. Scope in Australia, it's good. It's pretty good in Australia, but I would also recommend that you look at Canada and UK as options.
Right.
Next,
we have
right.
Yeah. One question that is a lot of people are asking, because we don't have here on the screen. It is on journalism and mass communication.
Journalism and mass comm, I would say UK should be your first preference, followed by the US. But US, getting jobs is a bit tricky. So I would say UK would be a better option. Apart from that, in journalism and mass media, Canada is also picking up. But I think you should go for a bigger city, like anywhere you go. But I would recommend only UK and Canada for journalism and mass media.
Right. Yeah. So social work, forestry and marketing and admin.
Right. I think forestry we didn't cover. Yeah, forestry is one course which is in demand, especially for someone who wants to go to Canada, right? It's a booming field, it's a booming industry. Next up, marketing and advertising. Again, I think countries like Australia and UK require a lot of people into marketing and advertising. It would be a very, very good option. Social work all over the world, go anywhere in the world, they need social workers. Even Australia has it on their skill shortage list. Canada would have it as well. New Zealand would have it as well. So it's required by most most countries. So social work is also very much in demand as a program.
Right. So that were all the other programs in demand. For 5 minutes, can we take up a few questions, Saket?
Yeah.
We have a question from Devashri, who is asking which country is good for MBA in the UK: Coventry, Leeds, Sunderland, Northampton, and Westminster.
Out of all these, I would say Coventry.
Okay. So Devashri, here you go. Coventry should be your first choice. Could you guide for dentistry? We have a question coming up from Kinjal a lot. Course valid and appropriate for a BDS graduate other than MPH, MHA, hygienist, etc. for Canada?
Ma'am, I think these are the courses even I'll recommend. Kinjal, what happens is, even if you have a BDS from India, it will not be recognized in Canada because it will not let you practice as a dentist, because when you in Canada, how things go is like you go for a bachelor's degree in sciences, and then when you complete the 4-year bachelor's degree, then you go for a BDS after that, as per Canada's rule. So even if you have a BDS, getting into a master's or something like that, like an advanced level program will not be possible. But yeah, you can give some exams and maybe, practice as a dentist. So I would say the programs you are saying, Masters in Public Health and Healthcare Administration, don't go for hygienist. It's a very it's not appropriate for your qualification, but I think MHA is a good program for you. Even I'll recommend that.
And one more question coming from Rohan Gangan. I have a CFA and FRN background with a master's in accounting. I'm looking to do MSc Finance from UCL, King's in the UK. Can you suggest mid-tier university for the same?
Rohan, you're already thinking of UCL and King's. Why do you want to go for a mid-tier university? But in case you need options, I would say mid-tier, I think you mean to say more affordable, but reputed. Affordable would be, I would say, check out Cardiff. It will be very affordable as compared to UCL or King's. You can also check out Royal Holloway, Brunel, or Aston. Yeah.
We have a very interesting question, I think. Jishnu Devan. He's in second year of BCom and wants to study abroad, and he has done a lot of research by himself about Canada and found that it's majorly the major advantage is PR. So I want a master's or a diploma which has a global value and want to move near India later.
Okay, so Jishnu, I'll answer this question in a different manner. So I think a lot of students do ask me about ki UK mein PR is not easy and everything like that. Okay, guys, what happens is, I don't know if you guys know, but Canada PR is not just open for someone who's in Canada. It is open for someone outside Canada as well. So let's say if you want to study in the UK, you study in the UK and then apply for a PR under Express Entry. You can do that if you don't get PR in the UK. So there's always option, So don't worry, what I personally recommend, like I'm not biased, but Canada as a country, the kind of qualification you get in UK will be more respected because the British universities are more respected and renowned as compared to Canadian. Canada, only 3 universities are popular: McGill, UBC, and Toronto. If you're getting into these universities, well and good. But if you're getting something like UCL or King's or Edinburgh or St. Andrews, Nottingham, Cardiff, these kind of universities, you can always go for a PR at a later stage through Express Entry, even if you're in the UK. So don't worry about that. And I personally think British universities are more respected globally.
Right. So Charvi has been asking right from the beginning, that is law an emerging career? I think it was always a career.
It was always a career.
Always a career. It was always high in demand since the days that we know from Gandhiji to everyone. It has always been a very favored and elite course. Should I say elite would be the word for going for a law degree.
Everyone is going to get into a legal tussle. There would be crime. There would be so many things happening in the world because see, nothing is going to become perfect in this world. So lawyers, you guys,
just like doctors and agriculture, I think law is another degree which is always going to be there in demand, and there's never going to be any kind of a stagnation over here in this course. So you can definitely go for that.
But Charvi, I have a tip for you. I just read somewhere that a good lawyer knows the law. A clever one takes judge for lunch.
Yeah. Yes.
So do you want to be a good lawyer or a clever lawyer?
Yes. What is the best bachelor course in Australia for arts student?
Psychology.
Yeah. I think we've discussed psychology. We've discussed a lot of other courses today. So you can think about them. Think about what the courses you had in your 12th grade and of course, or in your bachelor's degree. And again, what your interest, where does your interest lie? So that could be one of the other criteria that you should keep in mind. So maybe just because we say that it is high in demand, you go into it, but then you're not finding it to be yourself to be comfortable in the course. And after you start having a thought that am I in the right place? So guys, there always is a point of whatever you're selecting. Are you really interested in it, or are you just going because it is booming and high in demand? So always keep your interest over everything. So because when your interests are best, you can even do best in something that may not be very popular for the other people.
Right. So guys, I'll tell you what happens is, see, when I was studying, I thought I'll be very good in HR and managing people and stuff. And then I realized I don't like talking to people at all. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah,
And
Saket.
then I got into content. You should love your job. You should love something and then pursue it. Don't make
Absolutely.
empty stomach decisions. I
Correct.
a person like me did HR, and I don't like talking to people at all. So yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, find your interest, that whatever is your current education qualification. So if you are in 12th or 11th, if you are pursuing science and you have realized that science I did take because I had good percentage, but now I realize that I'm not such a person who wants to pursue a career in science, there are many other options open for you. Just research on them, attend our sessions, like our sessions, subscribe to our channel. That's where you
Yeah.
get information on all the courses and all the countries and everything. Every week we come up with interesting sessions, especially Saket does a lot of R&D for you all to know more. So there would be a lot of things, like for example, today's Saket, honestly, I had a lot of insight in today's session because I did not know about that game designing. I was not aware of many other things like agriculture, agri-business. I had some faint idea, but then again, more into that. So it was a very informative session for me as well. So
Thank you,
guys, so
ma'am.
keep liking the session. Please press the thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel. You'll get the notification
Yeah.
whenever we are live, and whenever Saket comes up with a video, you will get a notification and you won't miss any of the videos. And I know many of your questions are redundant. You keep asking the same questions, which we have already answered in some of the other videos, which are absolutely going to be helpful to you. So go and check all
Yeah.
our videos that we have already made. So Saket, it was a
Right.
wonderful session today, being together, and the
Totally,
first
ma'am.
session for 2022 with a lot of insight.
Yes.
And I think the participation was also great. So guys, anyone who's
Yeah.
still wanting to have more information, please check in on our website. You have free counseling sessions where you can attend a free counseling with our experts and get more details of what you should go for.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thank you, ma'am. It was a great session, I think, and we'll be back soon again, guys. Happy New Year
Absolutely.
to everyone.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for joining in.
Yes, thank you, Saket. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.